Did you know that 92% of Iowa is covered in farmland? I do. I know because I rode through 400 miles of straightaway roads that are perfectly aligned along cardinal directions, through cornfields, soybean fields, and more cornfields. And I did it in July, with 20,000 other lunatics. Friends asked me why, and throughout the week, I asked myself the same thing. This is Iowa, this is RAGBRAI, and this is Bike Life Unchained.
Welcome to another episode of Bike Life Unchained, a show where we explore bike culture in cities all over the U.S. and beyond. My name is Andrew, coming to you from Iowa and RAGBRAI 2025. It is the largest bike touring event in the world. Thousands of riders pedaling across hundreds of miles, all to cover the state of Iowa. There is corn, there is bikes, and there is beer. Welcome to Iowa. Let's get to it.
What possesses one to do things that are objectively unpleasant? Seemingly, all of my hobbies inevitably descend into masochism. In college, I was in marching band. FSU is located in Tallahassee, Florida, one of the hottest, most humid climates in the country. And preseason training began in August on an AstroTurf field that absorbs massive amounts of heat. And yet, there I was, from the early hours of the morning till late in the evening with hundreds of my friends, submitting ourselves to summer's fury, all in the name of fun, I guess. And now here I am, biking across the state with no shade in July. My therapist would rightly label this as a self-destructive pattern. RAGBRAI, which stands for Register's Annual Great Bike Ride Across Iowa, started in 1973 when two reporters for the Des Moines Register named John Karras and Don Call challenged each other to ride across the state from the Missouri River to the Mississippi and invited the public to join them. From the jump, people recognized the insanity and flocked to submit themselves to it. In the years since, RAGBRAI has grown to become the world's largest bike touring event with over 20,000 riders. The route changes every year, and 2025's route snaked across the northern part of the state, starting in Orange City and continuing through Milford, Esterville, Forest City, Iowa Falls, Cedar Falls, Olween, and ending in Guttenberg. I rode with two friends from New York, Matt and Joe. Joe did RAGBRAI last year and convinced Matt and I to join. We flew in and out of Omaha, a short charter bus ride to the start point in Orange City.
So obviously our first step here is to build the bikes. We've got Joe and Matt's bike in boxes. I have mine in the bag in there. Our warm shower host Edwin has even provided us with a bike stand, which is nice. Let's build some bikes. I'm often asked how I travel with my bike, and I want to do a video on this eventually, but this is my Oru Case Airport Ninja. You gotta basically disassemble the entire bike to get it in there, but it does make it pretty handy. And it has backpack straps. It's not very comfortable to wear, but for at least just getting it around the airport, it's pretty good. Let's see, we open it up. And ta-da, there's a bike. That right there is an assembled bike. One thing to consider with RAGBRAI is that it starts and ends kind of in the middle of nowhere. So you got to actually get to the start point with your bike and your stuff and then get away from the end point. That was really the most challenging logistical thing and the most expensive thing. The registration's pretty cheap. The logistics around it were a little pricier. We ended up using a service called Pork Belly Ventures. They've been in the game for 30 plus years, and they offer shuttles from various major metro areas around Iowa. We opted to fly in and out of Omaha. Initially, we were looking at maybe flying into Omaha and then flying out of Chicago, since that's over on the east side. But the benefit of flying in and out of one city is typically you get cheaper flights if you go round trip. And then also we found somebody on Warm Showers that was willing to keep our bags and boxes for us while we were on RAGBRAI. So that way we don't have to source new bike boxes when we get back at the end of the ride. So thank you, Edwin, and his lovely family for hosting us. That was great. And now we're waiting on our shuttle bus. That's going to take us 2 hours to Orange City, Iowa, where we'll be at the Start Fest. You can find all these charter buses on the RAGBRAI website. They list all of them. Some of their websites are kind of old and hard to navigate. We found that Pork Bellies was the easiest to use, and they've been really, really nice and really competitive pricing compared to the other services. So we opted to use their shuttle, which includes a charter bus. They take our bags and then a bike. Our bikes go onto like a big U-Haul truck. And then when we finish RAGBRAI, they're going to take us back to Omaha. So I probably should have replaced my tires before this trip. They were pretty worn down, but I had a rip in my sidewall that caused a flat. Thankfully, this Bike Iowa tent at the opening festival is fully stocked. Got 2 new gator skins that we'll have to install tonight and a new tube. But so we got homework tonight. Unfortunately, that means we now need to put on said brand new gator skin tires. And if you've ever put on brand new gator skin tires, you know it's not fun. Hey, before we continue, I just wanted to say thanks for watching this episode of Bike Life Unchained. If you're new here, my name is Andrew. I'm a cyclist in New York City, and this channel is all about bikes and how they bring people together, and you just bit my toe. And these guys really like my hat. If you like this video, there's 3 things I ask you to do. The first thing is to like it. That helps me. The second is to subscribe. You get a plaque from YouTube when you hit 100,000 subscribers, and I really want that plaque, but I got a long way to go. And the third thing is you can join my Patreon for $5 a month, and my patrons get postcards from the places I go. So I got 10 postcards to send out this month from Iowa. So thanks again for watching. Please do those things to support the channel. I also have stickers for sale. All of that's in the link in the description below this video. Let's get back to the bikes. All right, we're off on a great journey. Headed due east. There's corn. There's tulips. Apparently this is called Tulip Town. Now you know. And yeah, kind of a slow 10-mile-an-hour pace so far. Tight group. Everyone's in good spirits though, and we're not too hot out yet. Yet. All right, we have made it to the first town on day 1, Granville, Iowa. There is another crane flag. A lot of people stopping to take a chill break and maybe some food. There's also a slip and slide back there. Maybe that'll happen.
When you roll into these pass-through communities, the streets are alive. Local churches, schools, and firehouses set up food stands, while official vendors follow the riders from town to town. You'll see the same lineup of options each day: burgers, smoothies, pie, lots of fried food, though prices can get a little high. I usually try to support the local businesses when I could, but lines could get long, sometimes stretching down the block, so I learned to plan ahead. More often than not, I'd grab a canned coffee and some snacks at a gas station the night before, just to make sure I had something quick the next morning. The next few days took us north, briefly dipping into Minnesota before cutting back south and east, with overnight stops in Estherville and Forest City. Day 4 was brutal. Temperatures soared into the 90s, the air was thick with humidity, and we had about 70 miles to cover. I set out early to try to beat the heat, but by the end of the ride, I was absolutely wrecked. Our reward that night was Iowa Falls, a small city perched along the Iowa River. The Parks Department set out tubes so riders could float in the river and cool off, and after a day like that, it was heaven. While we were swimming, we noticed the staff preparing for a nature boat tour. We hopped on, learned about the local habitat, and even spotted a few barred owls, until lightning in the distance sent us back to the dock. It was a sign of things to come. That night, a massive thunderstorm rolled in. Joe's tent sprang a leak and the two of us crammed into mine, way too small for both of us. It made for a long, restless night. By the next morning, the rain had passed and we had a fresh day ahead of us. Day 5 was College Colors Day, so I got to represent the Knolls and even ran into some fellow alums out on the road. We wrapped up in Cedar Falls, which ended up being my favorite overnight stop of the whole trip. More river dips and a campground just across the bridge from downtown. It was perfect. Camping at RAGBRAI, though, is always a mixed bag. We stuck with the official campgrounds, which usually meant high school campuses. Picture pitching a tent on a football field, no shade, in the blazing Iowa sun after riding all day in the heat. It can feel pretty demoralizing.
I love biking so much. I'm having so much fun. I love to do this. I'm so glad I spent a lot of money to come to Iowa and camp in a high school football field in July. I'm having a great time.
But people find ways to make the best of it, and if you're open to it, there's no shortage of new friends to meet.
Yeah!
A few drops.
There's finally a food vendor that's not gouging prices. That gas station in Lamont, Iowa, just charged me $5 for an apple and a breakfast burrito. That's the cheapest breakfast I had all week. I paid $8 for a bowl of oatmeal yesterday. What a relief.
The last day of RAGBRAI took us through Amish country, where crowds lined the roads to watch the riders roll past. It also turned out to be the hilliest day of the entire week. Long, grinding climbs that tested whatever legs we had left. But the payoff, the downhills, and they did not disappoint. On the final descent, I topped out at 44 miles an hour. If I could afford to license Freebird for this moment, I absolutely would. But since I can't, please enjoy the closest approximation I could find on my stock music website.
Get drunk, get some, have fun, and just a trouble, baby, like a night. I'm a Jim Beam, drinking beer, drink, singing, la 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 la, dancing machine. Been a hell of a week, and I need to know watch and see. Look at those. Got to blow off some steam, blow up. Got to blow off some steam, blow up. Been holding it in, do the homework week. Now it's Saturday night and I'm about to blow. So come on now, baby, play me none of the slow sounds. I need boots, good bar, burning hell, right to get up and go sounds. But give me something hot, just give me all you got. Now let's give old Miller a try. Do it! Well, let's just go down, get down, order up another round of shots. Trying to get drunk, get some, have fun, get into some trouble, baby, like it or not. I'm a Jim Beam, drinking beer, drinking, singing, la 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 la, dance machine.
After that final thrill ride, we rolled into Guttenberg, the end of the route. I dipped my tires into the Mississippi River. After a week on the road, I had made it. RAGBRAI was over. Something I love about biking is that it doesn't require some innate athletic gift. 94% of Americans know how to ride a bike, and it's true. You never really forget. Covering long distances isn't about talent either. An average person can hop on a bike and cross a continent. An elite athlete will finish faster, but given enough time, calories, water, and patience, both of you end up in the same place. It's more about the attitude. Can you keep pedaling?